Well, hello there, stamping friends. It is Friday, the last day of February 28th, 2025. And believe it or not, celebration is coming to an end tonight at midnight. It has been a great celebration and celebration. And I just want to remind you, if you haven't taken care of those items on your wish list, you may want to get your order in today where you can still earn some great products. If you need my help, don't hesitate to call me. I am at home and ready to pick up the phone and help you. My cell number is 920-420-0089. You can also email me at Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com. And I would be more than happy to help you. And let me just put this down to the desktop. And I'll also remind you that if you have a product order yet today before midnight, you can get this 4-card free tutorial, Floral Delight. Now, if you remember, this is a gorgeous suite of products, but you could use these ideas with any designer series paper, cardstock, or stamp set that you want to. So I would email that to you as an additional thank you. And today is the last day of the product spotlight. And if you recall, I have been all of this week, I have been doing Storybook Moments. And during this week, I found out that there is a key piece of this suite that is not available, and that is the specialty designer series paper that I've been using the die cuts for all my cards. But it will be coming back into stock, and that's the good news, the week of March 10th. So the bonus of that 12-card tutorial, yeah, I said 12 cards, will be available through March 16th. So if you are interested in this suite and this designer series paper that I've been sharing with you through this week, it will be available then. Also, the dies that go with this set that have also been sold out will be coming back the week of March 3rd. So you'll be able to buy the Friends bundle the week of March 3rd, and you can get the Storybook Moments Suite the week of March 10th. All right, well, without further ado here, let me go ahead, share what are the parts and pieces, and go ahead and I want to make 2 more cards to share with you. As you're coming aboard, just a reminder, please sign into the comments section on Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, you can do that if you're in your Google account or YouTube account. Say hello from wherever you're watching and use the comments if you have questions about the products, the card design that I'm doing, or really any other paper crafting questions. I'd love to help you with that. All right, let's go. And if you're on the replay, please still use the comments because I do check in on those even after the broadcast, and I will get back to you. All right, so in the mini catalog, this is the set that I'm talking about, Storybook Moments. And when I did the catalog overview with everyone at the beginning of January, this was the favorite suite at that time. And that's why I decided to spend, I did do a whole day working with this suite during my stamp camp in January and talk about very fun, but very easy. And I love that they have put a lot of print to this product in the catalog. So there are a plethora, I love that word, of ideas for you to look at and to help you in your card making design. This is what I would call a mega suite. There are 2 bundles of products. The Storybook Garden Patch has a stamp set and a die set, which is available right now. The Storybook Friends stamp set and die set. These are the dies that are not available right now. So this is the stamp set, and I'm using all these sentiments and all the cards that I've done this week. I have used the die cuts of all of these storybook characters, but have not used the stamps this week. So all the cards that you're going to see today and that I've been doing all week, and you can go back and watch the videos, they're loaded on Facebook and YouTube, are using the die cuts, which were part of the designer series specialty paper. So we have this stamp set, and the other half of this bundle are these dies. And these are the ones that are not going to be available until next week. And if you can see, these frames are not just for this set. You could use these for so many different purposes. And I think that's why they sold out. They are really cool. And they're a really nice size for a whole lot of sentiments could be put in these frames, as well as other images. And then there's actually a third frame. And I really think this kicked this whole die set right over the top, right? Okay, so let me set those to the side. And then there's some gorgeous ribbon here. It's a scalloped petal pink ribbon. And the embellishments are called antique pearls, and do they shimmer? And they have like an iridescent gold shimmer. They're gorgeous. Anyway, I am keeping it simple though for you today, and I am just using designer series paper and die cuts from the specialty paper. So these are the other two things in the catalog here, and I'll show them in a minute, is this pack of 48 sheets of gingham and plaid designer series paper, 6x6. And the colors they chose for this can be used all year round. That's what I love. And these will go with absolutely anything. So whenever I get my hands on plaid or gingham designer series paper, I always get that, because I'll use these packs up many times before anything else, because they're so versatile. And then we have this designer series paper that matches the stamps of both of the stamp sets and die sets. And what I'm featuring this week is there were 2 pages filled with die cuts that made my card design so easy. And then when I said lots of ideas in this catalog just before I shut it, they show you that you can use the dies to cut out from the designer series paper that isn't die cut. Just some ideas of how you could put this together, the fact that they have the die cuts. And then they have ways that you can color all these little characters in here, plus layering with the dies that are with the garden portion of this, which are really fun. You know, you can have plants actually coming out of the ground with one of the die cuts that they have. And gosh, even more pages here. The use of those frames, like I said, I think those are a really big deal and something that's really worth investing in, because you could use them over and over again. And lastly, this suite also would be great for scrapbooking. You could scrapbook time with kids, grandkids, reading stories at night. You could also use this for gardening, a gardening journal, or just a scrapbook of your beautiful results from your gardening projects. So anyway, let me set this aside and just show you lastly this specialty designer series paper, because this is definitely the bomb. And I want to grab that one frame because I want to show you one of the backs, or one of the sides, I guess, of the designer series paper. Look at how these little landscape spots look in that frame. Isn't that gorgeous? You could also use, these taller frames. And wouldn't these be beautiful cards? So once again, I think that's why these dies sold out so fast. We all know something good when we see it, right? And want it to be part of our collection. Okay, and then just they have kind of vintage looking, I think it kind of looks like wallpaper, but it's really cool. And then look at the shades of color they've used in this garden paper. A little bit unique. I think it's so pretty. Then we've got all these little characters that are very, very busy in these pictures that could go into your cards. and talk about a nice set for spring. So I've been able to make welcome little one baby cards, thank you cards, Easter cards, happy spring cards we're doing today, hello friend cards. I mean, these sentiments are awesome. And the last one is somebody loves you, which is pretty cool. If you're a strawberry buff, they've got strawberry paper. And then lastly, another set of garden paper, which is just so pretty. So let's get into the die cuts, which are, I don't have the sheets anymore because I punched them all out. And I've made 24 cards so far. And these are still a bunch of die cuts that I have available to me that were in those sets. And so I didn't even count. I probably should have counted how many die cuts I had. So there's still things for the garden, boots and watering cans. We've got these cute little ducks or geese, you know, some acorns. I don't know. I think that's a cat. Anyway, I have a lot of parts and pieces left. There were even sections of these die cuts that were just the frames themselves. And so I've used some of that at the end of today. I will show you the cards from the other days that I made this week, so you get a good sense of what was available. And with that, let's go ahead and get started with the cards. So once again, I am going to be using Very Vanilla as my card base. And this is just the regular size card base that fits in an A2 medium-sized envelope. And then I have different parts and pieces from the die cuts and a little bit of other things that I added to make the inside. I am just focusing, though, on the card fronts for you because I want you to see how easy it is to create these card designs. And I also want to say hello, Mary Jane and Patricia and Betty and Corey. So happy that you're here. And Corey, I'm so glad you've decided to get this suite. It really is fun. So as I said, I expect it will all be available the week of March 10th, according to our inventory report. All right, so let's go to the first. This was just a piece that was on the die cut sheet. It's like already made for you card front, right? Now you could just go with it like this and you'd have a card front already. You could just stamp a sentiment right here and your card could be done. But we're going to zhuzh it up a little bit, all right? So I just took a little old olive, which is one of the colors that's featured in here, to actually create a layer. And let's see what this layer is measuring here. I probably added to the size of the die cut was 3 inches. So I made this 3 1/4 inches. So I just wanted, you know, 1/8 all the way around. Now, sometimes you might just want a 1/16 all the way around, but there was quite a bit of vanilla space on this card front. So I decided to make it the full 1/8 all the way around. And then it is 4 1/4 high. So it's not like the usual 5 1/4 because I wanted it to be framing the card front and not be a full frame on the card base, right? And hi, Betty. I'm glad you have mostly blue sky. That's a good feeling. We have sunshine right now, but we're supposed to get up to 45-mile-an-hour winds. You know, good thing I'm not skinny. I'd blow away today. So maybe I'll get out and about. It's going to be kind of balmy, maybe in the upper 40s. I don't know if it's going to reach the 50s today, but quite the windstorm. All right, so let's go ahead and just get this glued on to our card front layer. I hope that as you watch the videos from this week, you kind of get the rhythm of how you can design your card. And if I'm designing something for the first time, I don't glue it together until I'm all the way done with my design because I change my mind or I come up with new ideas and I don't want to miss the opportunity to do that. So I'll just lay everything out and then glue it all together in the end. But since I know what I'm doing right now, I can glue as I go, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put this card front on here now. You know, the other thing I could do is just toss this in an embossing folder and give some texture to the layer. Or I could even put just the front of my card through the cut and emboss machine and get some texture. But we're going with simple because I know you're all busy and this doesn't take long to do. Well, then look at this so sweet little bunny, going to be the featured image on the card front. And then look at these beautiful flowers. And they really go. Do you think they designed it to go together? I think they did. They didn't tell me what I had to do. I get to make up my own design. But I do think that they meant for some of this to go together because it's so pretty. All right. We've got our little rabbit. And then, let's see, I'm going to actually glue this flat. So the rabbit is going to be my featured image here. So I'm just going to peel off the adhesive covering and pop this little lady right up in the center here. I think she is absolutely adorable, down to the little petal pink in her ears. I love the design detail. Okay, and then I'm just going to cap this off with a little extra flowers, and then we're going to be ready to actually stamp our sentiment, which is Happy Spring. I use grid paper if I have it on here, or I can see the back of this calendar outline, so I can see a little line to do that straight. I find if I take the extra moment to, line up my sentiments on my acrylic block straight, I'm much more likely to actually, have it straight on whatever I'm stamping on. And I can use all the help I can get, so that's what I do. But let's just glue down these beautiful flowers as an accent. And then I'm going to balance it, like I said, right here with having stamping right on the card. So you don't always have to make labels, but you surely can. The next card I'm going to show you is going to have a label. Hello, Kelly. And Betty, I'm so glad you love this suite. I wasn't so sure in the beginning, but I'll tell you, I'm converted. I love it. It has been easy, and I have so many cards now that are ready to send this spring. And there we go with the Happy Spring. And that card is ready to rock and roll. If rabbits rock and roll. I don't know about them so much as I know the squirrels do in my yard. Oh my gosh, I feel sometimes I've got a whole activity center back here by my tree outside my window. They like to roll around and have all kinds of fun, but I still think this is a very pretty Happy Spring card. All right, so let's do the second card. And once again, we're going to use our very vanilla card base. And let's see, the parts and pieces for this one are a little bit different. Oh, interesting. I am going to this time do one a little off center. Look at this. Isn't that pretty for some garden things? And let's see. Oh, I even have another featured. What do I want to do? I think this one is going to be unique in doing this. And then look at this. A little guy ready to work in the garden. I need a whole crew of them to show up to help me get my garden ready this spring. And then for the sentiment. I'm actually going to do, I'm not going to cut this like I did in another video. I think that was Wednesday. You can go and see how I did that if you didn't see it already. I'm actually going to put this off center a little bit to have a little shadow up here. And then I've got some, they're not weeds, they're plants to anchor this corner. And then what about, he needs a little hat. We don't want him getting sunburned. So I think I'm just going to offset that a little bit there. So the way that I was just putting this together, I haven't glued anything, but this is how you can put it together so that you can check it out before you commit to gluing things down. And you'll see if things fit. And also know sometimes, and I know you've seen it already this week, I'll forget that I wanted to move this layer up just a little bit, not necessarily center it. So I have a little extra room for my sentiment on the bottom of the card. So not gluing everything down right away really helps. And I'll do my stamping so I know how much room I have to put this hat on the card, and it helps me place the actual label with the sentiment. So I'm going to use the same sentiment. And I'm just going to use boho blue this time. Last time I was using old olive. Do you know old olive is one of the longest colors that have been in Stampin' Up? And also Night of Navy. And I'll tell you, I use Night of Navy for the birth announcements that I made for my son way back in the day. They had a Noah's Ark set. And I used Night of Navy, not knowing that that was so popular and would still be so popular today. I love that color too. This boho blue, though, is in the in colors that are going to be going away in a month. And if you like this color or anything else in the in colors, I would buy the re-inkers if you don't have them. You know, the stamp set, the markers, all of that. But the paper, because if you have designer series paper with boho blue in, you won't be able to match, making card bases out of boho blue with the designer series paper if you don't have any. And I say that from experience because last time when the in colors retired, Starry Sky, Tahitian Tide, all those beautiful colors, I missed it, and I don't have that paper. I have the ink, but I don't have the paper. And that's not usually the case. So live and learn, right? So I pass it along to you so you don't find yourself in the same situation I'm in, or I was in. This time, I ordered 2. Oh boy, let's not have this going. Sorry, I am going to, good, it came right back. All right, anyway, don't find yourself, if you want this paper, that you can't get it, because the other thing is it will sell out and it will not come back into inventory once they do the final sale of these colors. All right, let's put this off to the side just a little bit. And let's get this one. Oh no, guess what I just did? I'm putting the glue on the wrong side. How am I going to fix this? Well, it's going to be an all green background. I'm talking and stamping. Sometimes it gets a little scary. All right. Now you're going to get a little green overload, but it's okay. Oh, here, I can soften it up by flipping this over. Well, that whole design just changed in front of your very eyes. It's magic. Well, let's see. I'm going to put this. I guess I'll keep this centered. That brings out a little blue. Doesn't quite go green, blue, green. But oh well. Let's pop this guy up. As they say, best laid plans. No one knows that this was going to look different, but you and me. So hopefully the person that gets it in the mail will love it the way it arrives. Hello, Mary Ellen. Watching at a doctor appointment, that is a good thing to do when you're sitting in that waiting room. Okay, we've got our little garden helper here. And let's get our little plant that's growing beautifully in our garden in the corner here. Kind of anchor that. Okay, now I'm going to figure out where I want my shadow to be, and then my sentiment and the hat. There, I think that is a good way to do it. So I'm going to glue the extra background down first. Let's see, keep it on the card. And since I've like 3 layers here, I'm just going to keep gluing instead of using dimensionals. I'll leave my little character to be the feature. I am going to pop up the hat. He just needs 1 dimensional. And there is our remastered card design. And what do you think? Going to the greens, did it turn out okay? I could have gone into my paper and, just recut the same size, but I think this is fine. And I'll live with it. Hi, Kathy. Glad you could tune in. Oh, no, Florida's chilly. What's going on? All right, let me close this and show you the other cards from earlier this week. Give you some more ideas if you haven't already seen them. So here's the pair for today. Now, I have saved 2 more cards that during the week of Storybook Moments becoming available, I'll pop on and share with you because they will also be included in that 12-page tutorial that would be available if you buy the suite, okay? But let's look at the other cards because they are really fun too. So we've got a welcome little one card and Easter greetings. So this video, if you go back to Monday, will be on Facebook or on YouTube for you. Then these are Tuesday's cards. We've got this adorable mouse with thank you so much. And check out this little garden weasel. And look at the beautiful colors on this garden paper. Another thank you card. Here's the mouse one that I told you. This time I took a scallop that outlines the red oval. I cut it in half and rounded off the edges to make just a new way to pop up and feature my little mouse in this Hello Friend card. We have another welcome little one. Kind of get it swinging, how you would swing a baby. Then we've got the happy spring, and I had layered a color to help bring out the color of his little scarf. And then we have another friend here catching butterflies, and that's Hello Friend. So those are all from just those die cuts. And easy. I hope you've seen how easy that is. All right, friends, that's that. And I will be, like I said, available at Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com if you want to get an order in for celebration, or if you have any other Stampin' Up or paper crafting questions. And I will also be available by phone, 920-420-0089. If I don't answer, because it may be a busy day, leave me a message and I'll call you back. And thanks so much for being a part of this product spotlight this week. And I will be on next week, Wednesday, 1:00 is the Paper Pumpkin Workshop. I can't remember the name of it, but it is the February kit and it's gorgeous. I can't wait to show you how out of one card, I'm going to make 2. And that also has a lot of die cuts and it's going to be quick, easy, beautiful cards. So have a wonderful weekend and happy stamping. See you next week. Bye-bye now.